Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Right. Now.
Good morning, obeisances, Mahārāj.
Good morning, obeisances. The actual light that I should be using is locked away, but we seem to be doing okay. We're doing okay. Something is better than nothing. A few years ago, we'd just have a candle, wouldn't we? All right, dear devotees, happily with you all. And let us begin as devotees gather together with, as we do, and as you know, Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Saha Gana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitanscha Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvije Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So good morning, and good evening indeed. Krishna Krishna. So let us begin. Praneshwari Devirasi, where would you like us to begin today? I have to admit, I was surprised that it's here, Thursday already. Oh, I was thinking 1 week, right. I was thinking it's a very short time since we were together, but actually we were together on Sunday. All right. I'm in a different time zone by 1 hour. So what? Jet lag.
Very early for you now, Mahārāj. Really early.
3 o'clock is not a bad time.
Well, you have to wake up at 1:30 at least, or 2.
No, 2:20. 2:20, shower, tilak, and got Gayatri after the program, not before the program. I mean, after these programs.
Yeah.
Everything is good. But for me, 11 o'clock at night is an austerity. So those devotees who are 11 o'clock or midnight, that is quite an austerity. But 3 a.m., not so bad. So
Mahārāj, we have no notes. We don't have anything pending, but we know you have things in your pocket. So please share one of those.
Well, I know you have things in your throat. And last time when we were on the Zoom, I think I had to take, as the Americans say, time out to sneeze, etc. And when we have...
You sneezed on the screen and I was in front of the screen, Mahārāj.
Hare Krishna, oh dear. Well, I tried not to, but sometimes these things take us by surprise, don't they? But it struck me yesterday that it was what was normal, like just streaming from my head, liquid streaming from my head. Oh dear, just a common cold, as they say. And it feels like it'll always be like this forever. And I even asked them, please get me another box of tissues. I'm going to run out soon. But as Krishna's arrangement, everything goes in cycles. So, then I have this new box of tissues and think, why did I order them? So anyway, your sore throat is coming, your sore throat is going. And this week also, some good news. One devotee got out of jail. Well, that's also has to be some good news. We won't say who, but one devotee got out of jail today, or yesterday now, I suppose, that they just got out of jail. And I don't know of anyone who just went into jail, thankfully, but we do know all the time of the devotees with their health issues. And so it is a world where, and everywhere in this world, every tiny space in this world, then somebody has died, somebody is dying, whether it's a human or whether it's another species. And so I'm just going to look in the chat. Oh, obeisances. So it's Hare Krishna from Dana and from Gangalila, our Arati lane, Gangalila Devi Nasi, sending obeisances and hearts, etc. to you.
And Jagamohini Devi Dasi and Michael Madhava Thompson.
Wonderful to have you both with us. I mean, really, we're very happy to have you with us and our family. And if I hear the name of Jagamohini, I have to immediately be thinking of Navadip Dham, Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, Srila Govinda Mahārāj. Immediately we must be thinking this. And actually, when I think of Jivana, same thing. And actually, I know Praneshwari from those days also. So in fact, when I think of Praneshwari, I often think of Dum Dum Park. We were there in Dum Dum Park together. Hare Krishna. So anything that reminds us of the mat, it is good for us. And Srila Guru Maharaj did want that the devotees, that we will be mat conscious in the sense of it is the place where the highest truths have come to this world, all over the world, from Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, from the lotus mouth of Srila Guru Maharaj, the lotus mouth of Srila Gurudev, but not only from their mouths, from their lives. Their lives have been as the example of what is a devotee. We've been able to see what a devotee is in this world. And so, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, whatever a great man does, others follow in their footsteps, others follow. And so we would like to think that everyone is following the footsteps of those great personalities, because they really did set not only the example to set an example, but their life was devotion. And when we read Chaitanya Charitamrita, when we read about the lives of the saints, the great saints who have gone before, then we really can be brought right up to date when we see the lives of Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada. And I don't think anyone is alive, it cannot be, right, who had the association of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. I don't know. But I know for a long time there hasn't been a disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur around. And there were one or two who were claiming to be, and Srila Govinda Maharaj said, they can't say that in front of me. So, again, we have to be careful in the world that we don't get deceived. So our actual source of descending truth, the Lord himself and his pure devotees. Hare Krishna. So, Jivana, can we come to you perhaps? And I don't know, the theme can be the temporary nature of everything in this world. And everything in this world means our thought just now about, a devotee just released from prison. Oh, well, Jivana, we have a question from Marianne. And I wonder where Marianne is, still in your house, or have you made the move?
1 more week in my house. We move next Thursday. So yes, it's very, very busy here right now. But two things, actually. When you were talking about how, every moment someone is dying or a being is dying, this morning I was reading in the Golden Staircase, and it was saying that in different ages other than Kali Yuga, that a person's spirit remained in this world as long as their bones remained. I thought that was fascinating, and it kind of gives a glimpse into the how the realities are different through the different ages. And here we are in Kali Yuga, where our bodies require food, and it was talking about the different levels of taking sannyas, and how in this age you only can fast really for 24 hours because of the requirements of the human body. So I thought that was very interesting. But my question is, as you were talking about the lineage of teachers, I've been curious, as I've never heard anything about Bābājī Mahārāj.
Which Bābājī Mahārāj?
Well, Srila Gaura Kiśora Dasa Bābājī Mahārāj. His picture is in a lot of the books, but I've never heard anything about him. I just wondered who he is.
Okay. And yes, and indeed, Gaura Kiśora Bābājī Mahārāj, he's directly our parampara lineage. And the reason we really don't hear a lot about Gaura Kiśora Bābājī Mahārāj is that he was a Bābājī by his name, but by his activity, and of course a genuine Bābājī. And that means that he's basically keeping himself to himself. And so he's not a great contributor of the Sampradaya, to the Sampradaya. But interestingly, one of our devotees asked to Guru Mahārāj something similar to that you're asking, and asked, we see Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī Mahārāj's picture on the altar, and what was his contribution to our Sampradaya? And Guru Mahārāj answered, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So, that's quite a big contribution. That's a super contribution. So, Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī Mahārāj is a special personality in that sense that reminded of Lokanath in Vrindavan, Lokanath Goswami, Lokanath Das. In Vrindavan, he had one disciple, and his one disciple was Narottam Das Thakur. And Narottam Das Thakur, it's told, thousands and thousands of disciples, and with so much potency, so much preaching tendency, and efficient teaching tendency, preaching tendency, able to give everything. So something like that Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī Mahārāj, he kept himself to himself, but his disciple, and I don't know of others, I can't say if he did have other disciples or not. He was certainly very reluctant to take disciples, because actually Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he received initiation from Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī Mahārāj by the instruction of Srila Saraswati Thakur, Bimala Prasad's father, who was Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And you see, traditionally, you don't receive initiation from one's body parents. You're given birth of the body by your body parents, and you're given birth of our spiritual body, our spiritual creeper, through another source. This is the tradition. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave direction to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur to go to Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī Mahārāj. But Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī Mahārāj, he didn't immediately say yes. He heard his request, and Srila Saraswati Thakur at that time, he was already very famous as a scholar, as a personality to be reckoned with in the world of the scholarly section and of the devotee section. And you know, I mean, whether you know or not, but you can think that the gurus, they consider that if they get a very exalted disciple like Saraswati Thakur, that's very good for them. That, oh, if he's my disciple, then I'll get name and fame, and I'll get, other disciples, wealth, maybe, all sorts of facility. So normally you can think that if such a personality as Srila Saraswati Thakur would approach Guru Mahārāj, would approach a guru, then you'd think, oh, the guru would be enthusiastic, if you like, to accept that disciple. But Srila Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī Mahārāj said, okay, leave it with me, I'll consider your question. And perhaps he said, I'll ask Krishna. I'd have to do just a little bit of gentle homework, but I think perhaps he said, oh, I'll ask Krishna. Or I'll ask Mahaprabhu. It's possible. I honestly, without doing just a little homework, I can't say. But I'll ask Krishna, you can say. I'll ask to the above. We can even put it in that direction. So then Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī Mahārāj, and they all carried on. And then he said something like, come back next week. So more or less something like this. So anyway, Srila Saraswati Thakur went back to him, however long it was later, and Gaura Kiśora Das said, oh, and went back to him and asked. So Saraswati Thakur asked to Gaura Kiśora, so will you accept me as your disciple? Did you ask? Did you get an answer? And then, oh, there we are. There's Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur came on the screen. And then Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī Mahārāj said, oh, I forgot. Like, oh, I forgot to ask. And so he showed much indifference in that sense. And then after a couple of times, maybe, then Srila Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī Mahārāj accepted him, said yes. But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, we heard from Guru Mahārāj, he considered that this was the Leela, this was the pastime of Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī Mahārāj to reduce, as Srila Saraswati Thakur said, to reduce his ego, or to understand, that scholarship in this world, it is not everything. I mean, this is the humility of Srila Saraswati Thakur. And so this is our relationship. And if you want to know about Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī, spiritually speaking, you can see the composition of Guru Mahārāj about him that's in the Kirtan guide. Now, I don't have the Kirtan guide open at the moment, which I usually do. But anyhow, there we will get the description of Srila Guru Mahārāj about Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī Mahārāj. And this may be something very good that we could read just now. Kirtan Guide, 10th edition. Hare Krishna. Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. Now we have to find that, don't we? Songs by Nityananda, other songs. Songs to Krishna, songs on special days, compositions of Srila Guru Mahārāj. Srila Gaura Kiśora Namaskara Dasakam. All right. So this is a homage to him, that everything that Guru Maharaj gives is full of substantial, like substantial. And I can read this. I can read this. O Divine Master, of my Divine Master. Am I reading right? Oh, yes, because he's a Divine Master of his Divine Master. Yes, excuse me, of course we are. O Divine Master of my Divine Master. So this is Guru Maharaj, Śrīmad Maharaj composing. My most venerable preceptor, you are supremely worshipable in the group of the foremost associates of Sri Gauranga. May you be gracious upon this servitor, surrendered unto your loving servitor, Dayatadas. Means Srila Saraswati Thakur. O Gaura Kiśora, again and again do I make my obeisance unto you. O worshipful one, you alone revealed my Lord and Master, who is renowned throughout the universe as Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and who is the only friend of the fallen souls of the world. O Gaura Kiśora, again and again do I make my obeisance unto you. Living in solitude at Brajadham, your heart was absorbed in the most secret pastimes of the divine youthful couple of Braja, whilst externally you maintained the strictures of a renunciate. And sometimes you appeared to transcend all recognized strictures. O Gaura Kiśora, again and again do I make my obeisance unto you. Sometimes you roam about the edge of Gauravana, that is the boundary of Sri Navadip, wandering along the beach near the banks of the Ganga. O Gaura Kiśora, who dons the holy loincloth and carries the mendicant's water pot. Again and again do I make my obeisance unto you. Ever singing the holy name of Sri Hari with great ecstasy, and accepting alms from house to house like a bee collecting honey from flower to flower. You are the great soul unto whom even the demigods bowed to. O Gaura Kiśora, again and again do I make my obeisance unto you. Becoming overwhelmed with love for your worshipful Lord, sometimes you dance, sometimes you cry, sometimes you laugh, and again you sing aloud. The people profusely offer their respects unto you, O Gaura Kiśora, and again do I make my obeisance unto you. O friend of the glorious Thakur Bhaktivinoda, O matchless ocean of the nectar of loving devotion for Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya Dev, O moon that received the grace of Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Sri Jagannath, O Gaura Kiśora, again and again do I make my obeisance unto you. Completing the great holy vow of Urja Brata, which is coming up the Kartik time, you selected the day of the awakening of Sri Damodar to achieve the cherished treasure of your internal identity as a Sakhi devoted to the service of Sri Radhika. O Gaura Kiśora, again and again do I make my obeisance unto you. Forsaking the company of the residents of Kulia town to accept the service of your servitor, Sri Dayata Das. Your divine presence is now found in a holy temple at Sri Dham Mayapur. That's where, so remember, this is about his samadhi. So about his passing away. His samadhi is there in Sri Mayapur. O Gaura Kiśora, again and again do I make my obeisance unto you. Although I remain deep in the mud of offenses, I, a fallen soul, am begging you for your causeless mercy. Please be gracious and deliver this soul bereft. O Gaura Kiśora, again and yet again do I make my obeisance unto you. Okay, I still had one sneeze left. I was on time. All right. All right. Anyway, Marianne, I'm very happy you asked the question. It gave us this opportunity to understand something about Gaura Kiśora from Srila Guru Mahārāj himself, from Srila Sridhar Mahārāj. Hare Krishna. So we understand that his disappearance day is coming up. So we'll be conscious about that. We just had a 1 month-long festival of Hari Kirtan, which of Hari Smaran, rather, remembering the Lord, with so many festivals during the month leading up to Srila Haridas Thakur's disappearance, and then the Vishvarup Mahotsav. And now we have a little bit of a peaceful time. Hare Krishna. And Marianne, you know very well about the transitory nature of the world, because now, after so many years, you're leaving your home where you've lived and moving to a new home, so a new beginning. But this is the nature of this world. Everything is in motion. And the nature of the upper world is everything is in motion. And all the time we see from Guru Mahārāj, we see from Guru Mahārāj, we hear from Guru Mahārāj, we see by hearing. We see from Guru Mahārāj and Gurudev how this idea of just meditation, of just stopping everything in the world, leaving, trying to go to zero, leaving everything behind, which is given much regard and honor in this world, how this is not the goal of life. That is similar to suicide, to try to stop everything. But the energy, the energetic, active life of devotion, this is the life where we find ourselves coming to a plane of ever-increasing joy and happiness. We come to our home, and we have so many examples of that. Hare Krishna. Anyway, we hope, I'm thinking of one. I'm thinking of the devotee who got out of jail, to tell you the truth. What can we say? I hope that I'll meet him soon, because I know him. He's a good, we could say boy. Now he must be at least in his 20s. Well, he's certainly in his 20s, or at least. He's a good person, but through bad association, we can get into a bad situation in this world. And through good association, we can get in a good position in this world. But he was with Gurudev. And I told his mother just yesterday, I mentioned to his mother that grace that Gurudev gave him, because Gurudev was very affectionate with him, that grace that Gurudev gave him, then that will come to the surface one day. And maybe now, after a little meditation time in, as Gurudev would say, the government guest house, maybe it's the right time for that mercy to start budding and blossoming and then bearing fruit. How about that? Not just to bud and to blossom, but to bear a fruit. Hare Krishna. But at the same time, other devotees are going into hospital. And, oh yes, parents of other devotees dying, leaving the world. And who's being born? We're always hearing about, oh yes, being born, also devotees being born. Well, we hope they're devotees. Sometimes the children of the devotees are the asuras, and the children of the asuras are the devotees. Just read Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. All right, Jivana, over to you. Kindly. Click. So click the microphone on so we can hear your dove making his auspicious cooing sounds in your room.
Oh, he's missing out today on everybody's association.
Where is he? Did he fly off?
He's sitting on top of the refrigerator. He's quite random. So, but Dandavat to everybody. So wonderful as usual to see a beautiful group here, and to be able to be a small part of that is just amazing. That was a beautiful, beautiful question from Marianne. Wow. Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī. Good point. Sometimes you don't hear that much about him, but that was beautiful to read that, Mahārāj. You said that was in the Kirtan guide?
It is, yes. It's in the section of compositions by Srila Guru Mahārāj.
Is it maybe also in the back of the Prapana Jivanamrita? There's something back there, I know. They have a few poems of Guru Mahārāj's, but I didn't remember all of that you read. It was beautiful. I had also heard that Bhaktisiddhanta, someone was saying something about Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī, and Bhaktisiddhanta said something like, the sum of all the Vedas can be found in his toenails. You hear that?
Yes, I think even in a particle of dust at his toenails, in very extraordinary, like expressing full appreciation, like trying to make us understand the greatness of Srila Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī Mahārāj. And that's the greatness of all of the pure devotees.
Wow. Yeah, because sometimes we will hear that we're not able to recognize a devotee. We're not able to recognize a Vaishnava. And we always have that very valuable instruction to give honor to everybody. We don't know who anybody is. But when you hear things like that, you just are amazed at the capacity of someone like Bhaktisiddhanta, how we could recognize that in someone like Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī Mahārāj, and vice versa. I mean, it's quite astounding, the internal vision that they have. And so I'll have to think about that with Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī Mahārāj. I was going to just say that Shama Mohini, I believe this Friday will be her last chemotherapy. And so that will be really, really happy news. It's just before her birthday. I believe it's the 26th, October 26th. So we're really so happy and excited to know about that for Shama Mohini, since you were mentioning about the devotees and the trials and tribulations people go through. So that was really nice. And what else did I want to tell you? So I was hearing, because I have very happily have on my phone the entire Śrīmad Bhagavatam, but it doesn't have the purports, but it does have the Bhagavatam. But so I just catch a glimpse, because Gurudev would tell us if we want to read Śrīmad Bhagavatam to be sure to read the purports. So we'll try to get something from that and then go back and read purports. But there was the 5th canto, which is amazing. It's really very scientifically expressing the time factor, because you mentioned the time factor. Well, really, when you hear that, we realize we don't really have any idea how the time factor works. It describes the orbit of the sun, the planets around the sun, how the sun is divided into this part and that part, and all the different things that are going on. So bottom line, I just was thinking about that when we're talking about the time factor and how all of a sudden it's Wednesday here, all of a sudden it's Thursday for you. And these things are all controlled by Krishna's agents, all set in motion at a very, very, very high and deep level. But I did hear a little something this past week, or maybe it was last week, from Dina Bandhu, who was reading the Sharanagati. And he sent I'll just read a little bit of this. And again, I just want to remind myself of chapter 13, Bhagavad Gita, text 26, where it says that there are those who, not knowing of these methods, Bhagavad Gita had mentioned so many methods of how one can become purified and self-realized. It says, for those who, not knowing of these methods, engage in worship by hearing the scriptures. So that is very nice. I always get a little happiness from that, because even I can't understand things, goes over my head, whatever, but we're hearing the scriptures. This is a bona fide process given to us by our Gurudevs. And it says, when their faith is deepened by such hearing, they too surpass the mortal plane. So by hearing these things, our faith can become deepened. Sometimes we don't pick up everything very well, but still it is very good for us, and our faith can be deepened. So this little piece I'm going to read for you guys is from Sharanagati, and it is on page 108. And this beautiful prayer, these Sharanagatis, all the different beautiful songs written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And so I'm just reading a little bit, reading text 2, 3, and 4 of this, where it says, my wife, friends, sons, and daughters are all your servants and maidservants. All my endeavors are based on that relationship. Considering my wealth, relatives, and household to be yours, only as your servant do I maintain them. In order to maintain what is yours, I will earn money and bear the expenses of your household. I do not know what is good or what is bad. I only serve. I am simply a guardian of the property within your household. I direct my senses, my desires for hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, and so forth in accordance with your will. I no longer endeavor for my own happiness. Bhaktivinoda understands your satisfaction is the essence. Anyway, I thought that was very, very beautiful to remember, that even like we may think our life is so mundane, this is going on, that's going on, but actually really, if we can just remember these things, there's really nothing mundane in particular, because we can, all these things we can offer to Krishna. It is so, so beautiful. And so I was thinking about that.
Good, we can hear you thinking. And I'm very happy to hear you reading the Sharanagati. And I'll be happy to know if everyone here is reading Sharanagati, because we, as I've said before, if we can read the whole, or sing it when we're with the devotees, I must admit, we do get a little tripped up on some of the meters. And so we either try our best, or else we read the ones that the meter we can't quite work out. And anyway, I have some recordings, but I even have the names of recordings of some of these, but then they don't play for some reason. So Krishna plays with us, so that we have to try to come up with a meter. However, whether we sing or don't sing, the point is to read the meaning, to read the understanding of what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving us. And so Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he gave the world Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. That was, he appeared in the world as a result of his prayer. And Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī, as we just mentioned, there and we just mentioned or heard Guru Maharaj saying about Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī. He was the dear friend of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And by the way, I think Ganga Leela, she put in the question, in the chat box, the question, what is a Sakhi? Yes, good question. A Sakhi is a young but not very young lady friends. So the lady servitors of Lalita and of Radharani, that serving group. And so these are high things, not of this world. So that section. And Manjari, they are the very young lady serving section who serve the Sakhis, in fact, in this way. And so they can come and do many things. So it's the high topics, but this is Gaura Kiśora Das Bābājī's Vrindavan Leela internal situation. Hare Krishna, so high things. This is also another little window into this world. We've really had the highest association to bring this wave of Krishna consciousness from Mahaprabhu around the world. And they are teaching us absolutely practical devotional service, not for the rare few who can sit and meditate for 50 years or 20 years or 20 minutes or 20 seconds even. But bringing us these greatest souls from the upper plane, bringing us practical devotional practice for us. And there, Jivana, reading from Sharanagati, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, showing us how to see everything properly. And not only see everything properly, but do everything properly. And we were saying before, we're all doing something. So make our family his. Our family is Krishna's, not ours. Hare Krishna. And here, Seva Rupa Devanasi, she put a note earlier on saying, sorry, no camera, because load shedding. You see, South Africa. South Africa, it's quite common in South Africa, it seems.
Really?
Can remind us about India, can't it? But Seva Rupa, she doesn't have a camera, so she apologizes, but she says, excerpt. Okay, I'm doing proofreading these days. So now, and it's terrible when you do proofreading, because then like this, looking and seeing, it's except. Okay, all right. So from Loving Search for the Lost Servant, the chapter Brahma's Illusion, page 41, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so this is the excerpt starting the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so it's a short excerpt. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, the ultimate cause of all harmony, is so wonderful that simply by approaching him, we will be charmed by his ways. So remember, this is Guru Mahārāj, Srila Guru Mahārāj speaking, Jai Guru Mahārāj, in Loving Search for the Lost Servant. So Krishna is known as Urukrama, for his strides are wonderful, unthinkable, unknown, and unknowable. There is no end to his wonders. Acharya vat pashyati kaschidenam acharya vad varati tataiva chanyaha. At every step towards him, one feels wonder. And that's from Bhagavad Gita, the quote. We find no end to that feeling. And I'm not sure what that says. Something is infinite. Krishna's Leela, is it? I'm not sure. In the copy-paste, it hasn't come out quite right. But something.
Yes, Mahārāj.
Krishna
Yes.
Leela, is it?
Yes.
Krishna's Leela is infinite. He is the wonderful wonder of wonders. As much as we search him out, we will find no end to his wonders. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Jai Srila Guru Mahārāj Ki Jai. And Praneshwari saying, while you wait for the answer of BRM Mahārāj, here's an excerpt that will help you. An answer to what?
Galila.
To
Gangalila.
Oh, Gangalila. Oh, Praneshwari, sorry about your throat and making you speak. You can type in the answer if you wish. Okay. If we proceed properly, we must get the association and mercy of the divine couples associates, the Sakis, one day. That is our life's goal. Oh, yes. Was there another question? Did I miss a question? I think
No, it was her, Gangalila, asking.
the same question.
What is the Saki? Yes.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. And just a little news on this side of the world. You can join the London devotees by your good hearts. Give them support. They are doing a marathon at Alexander's Palace. Alexander Palace. I don't know who Alexander is, but in London, it's a big place where there's one of these like yoga-esque type gatherings. I have no idea the name or anything, but it's a very big program, and they are doing running a catering stall at this place, and they also have their slot of kirtan and their slot of Hari Katha. I mean, talking to these people who are interested in kind of the things that some devotees are interested in, the yoga, the crystals, the tarot cards, and the, various things like this. So it's this kind of a gathering, but it's a big gathering. And apparently Alexander's Palace is quite famous. But it's a 3-day event. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so it's very good in one sense. I mean, in many senses, it's all for savor. It's so that this temple can run, and London is expensive, dear devotees. I'm surprised. Everything in London is expensive. But they're running this as a food, cooking their own food and then taking it there and then selling. And it's brought the devotees together, and we've got devotees who come right from the north of England and from different places, and we've got an active temple and staying also with devotees' houses nearby, and the local Indian people who've been helping a lot. They've got now a lot of well-wishers. Now the temple's been here, as you know, for more than 10 years. It's been here actually 13 years in all, since it was like signed for, but 10 years sort of officially. And so now they've got quite a good community of well-wishers, patrons, whatever you like to say. And so this has brought them together and already started the big chopping kale and other kinds of vegetables. And then Lavanyamoy, she's got it all organized. She organized it last year. And last year they did similarly, and so big, they cook here and take it there. So they rented a big van, which can take driver and 2 passengers and a whole bunch of stuff in the back. And they estimate they have to go 3 times in a day, once, twice, 3. Okay, you know what is 3? 3 times in a day in order to supply sufficient food stuff. And they made a lot of profit last year, and they're aiming to try to do that this year. But of course, it's all profit for the temple, it's savor. So everybody knows about these events, that they take a lot of energy. And give your heart, join them. If you're feeling a little that you're not doing so much, think of the devotees in London and you'll be a little inspired. Okay, I better do something with my life. While they're all so busy cooking and chopping and taking and distributing, and with the stall and with the preaching, with the kirtan, while they're having a holiday, a holy days weekend of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then if you send your good wishes, and some of their energy will brush off onto you too. Hare Krishna. Govinda, Govinda. And any question from anybody? Ishvarananda Prabhu, raising his hand, not only raising your hand, touching your ear. Okay, don't forget, if you were in an auction for a $1 million painting, you'd have just spent $1 million by raising the hand. Hare Krishna. Govinda. No question from anybody. And Mathura Basini joined us on Facebook from South Africa too. So, as well as Jagamohini and Madhava Prabhu. Seva Rupa Devi Dasi. Krishna is infinite. I believe he is.
Is the correction on the verse, the part that you couldn't read?
Krishna is infinite. Okay, Krishna is infinite. And also, I mean, we know, maybe, did Guru Maharaj say it here? Krishna is infinite. He's the wonderful wonder of wonders. Another poster for our wall, ceiling, not floor. We won't put them on the floor. If we've got these ethereal posters printed all over the walls and ceilings, like teenagers putting all sorts of things on their bedroom wall, right? So, or the university wall. So we can be Krishna's, not even teenagers, Krishna's children, putting a lot of posters all over our walls. Hare Krishna.
Mahārāj, and what was the first picture of Krishna that you saw?
Well, in fact, it was in Kathmandu in 1975-ish. Right? Oh, something just fell down. Oops, all electronics. Okay. Oh, sorry. Well, it's an interesting question. I haven't been asked that before, but I was attracted to, and I have to say I just thought they were charming, and with no particular reason. I just thought they were charming. Some posters, you know how just posters, you get colorful posters. And they were posters, later I knew, they were posters of Krishna and Balaram. And I saw those in Kathmandu, and I bought some to bring back, didn't bring back, sent back to the UK, because I was traveling light, as we try to do still. And with other kinds of souvenirs and things, we sent back from there to the UK. So that's the first time I can say I remember seeing a picture, and then later finding out, oh, that was Krishna. I was lucky. I felt myself, kind of lucky that, okay, maybe I had a good decision to like that picture. And I have a question. What made you ask what was the first picture I saw of Krishna?
No, we were just talking about the posters. That's why.
Oh, posters. Okay, I was thinking about a different kind of poster, wasn't I? The
I just
posters
had
of quotations, yeah.
which poster? Of quotations.
Yes, like Sevarupa gave from the Loving Search for the Lost Servant.
Yeah. Because also maybe I told before, but there was one devotee who told me his story, and like before joining Krishna consciousness, he thought that like the children are the greatest value. And the first time he came to the temple, he saw a picture of Krishna like as a baby. So I thought it was quite funny, like as the Lord reveals himself in that form in which the devotee wants to worship him, something like this. Like Radharaman, he like revealed his deity form from Shalagram and so on. Like the thing that you appreciate the most, that's how the Lord reveals himself.
So this is the Priyanana Devidasi purport, but we can also say other things. And actually that picture of Krishna, one was Krishna and one Krishna and Balaram, but it was their baby forms. It was their child form. And it wasn't a photo because nobody had a camera in those days. But it was, I think one of them was Krishna stealing the butter, which I don't think he did when he was older. Oh.
Do you remember that the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the big book edition, when you open the first page, there is a big photo of Mahaprabhu Sankirtan?
Yes.
Once you told like someone took out their iPhone and took this picture while they were doing the Sankirtan.
Oh, it's almost like that, isn't it? And that's what we feel. We feel, okay, before their time, someone had a camera and they took a photograph in Navadip. And now it's been printed. Somebody found the negative and they printed it. But that picture is a dear picture to Gurudev. I mean, really it is. He liked that picture very much. And that picture, it's a picture of the Panchatattva for all of you. I have it on the computer, but I won't be able to find it in a minute. But it's a picture of the Panchatattva dancing in Navadip, and it just looks like Navadip. It just feels like Navadip. The trees, everything, the ground, the buildings. It just feels like Navadip, and it's Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas, Adi, heading, Gaura Bhaktivinoda, all of the devotees. And they're chanting and dancing, and somebody's selling garlands, and somebody's doing this and that. It's just so beautiful. And it's Mahaprabhu before he left Navadip to go to take sannyas and leave Navadip. Priyanana Didi, we don't get enough of you only with your mic open. Please open the camera. Just woke up, the voice is enough. Okay, perhaps I shouldn't read all of the... I should pre-read the comments in the chat box before I read them, shouldn't I?
Yeah, but Mahārāj, above is a question to our topic. So just above these comments, there is a small question. Could you read that? It's
How can I?
Gurudev.
It's from Ishwarananda. Ishwarananda, I thought you had a question. You just looked like you had a question. How can I remember Govinda Maharaj from your words? I know you have a deep love for Gurudev. How can I appreciate him this evening, this morning? Hare Krishna. Oh my goodness. What answer can I give? Jivana, what answer am I going to give? Turn on your microphone, please.
All right.
And so, first of all, I want to say we have Ishwarananda Prabhu at our SoCal ashram at the moment, and it is so wonderful. We are so spoiled by his beautiful association and amazing service attitude. We're just so happy to have him there.
Jai. I'm proud of you, Ishwarananda Prabhu.
Yeah, it's just so amazing. And so how can you remember by here? Did you hear from Madhusudana Maharaj? You were hearing from Gurudev. I mean, Madhusudana Maharaj is like a, he's a complete spokesperson for Srila Gurudev, truly. And he doesn't, I don't think he says anything outside of that anyway. So if any of his classes, his lectures, his Zoom calls, anything, you will get Gurudev completely in that way. And that's his whole life. So easy. That's an easy one.
Well, I wasn't expecting that answer. I thought you were going to come up with something substantial.
That's very substantial, by the way.
Hare Krishna. But it is true, as we slipped it in a little bit earlier, we do see by hearing. This is Guru Maharaj's expression, that our seeing of everything is by hearing, and by hearing then we can try to understand something of the nature of the Leela of the Lord, the nature of the devotees, the nature of Goloka Vrindavan, and the nature of Gurudev. We also can think that by hearing, but we can add one other thing, and that is also by service. When we engage in seva, then somehow things just come to us. And that seva is what we're meant to do. And we have experienced that it is life-giving. And it is kind of waking us up, not just waking up in the morning, waking up, but making us kind of just more conscious of the realities of what our gurus are trying to knock into our head about what is spiritual life, what is a devotee, what is like every part of spiritual life. Because in the beginning, and maybe still it's the beginning, but definitely we kind of develop different ways of seeing all the different aspects of devotional service. So lots of things. From here, they've got figs on the tree, and the devotees are picking the figs, talking to the tree. Really talking to the tree, not like a child pretending to talk to the tree. And they're taking the figs to offer to the Lord. And so lots of things develop through service. And what is our service? The service is going to Gurudev, going to Guru Maharaj, going to Srila Saraswati Thakur, going up to Krishna. So when they can give us a little glimpse of themselves, that'll be very solid understanding that, oh yes, what wonderful personalities we are connected to. So service, hearing, and steadily getting to know Gurudev through the books, through the videos and the audios. But the books are safe because they are very carefully checked through for their content. Whereas when we know when devotees listen only to the audio or even watch the video, sometimes they really don't understand Gurudev's intonation. Or even when he has his words, he has his own particular way of saying things sometimes, which we love, but we know what he's saying, what he's meaning. Hare Krishna. Oh my goodness. Here is 4:06. It's getting late. It's getting late here. It's already 6 minutes past 4 in the morning.
Oh my gosh, Mahārāj.
Wow. And Gurudev, we played in Vila Govinda Ashram. We were playing a video or audio. I don't remember which it was, but maybe a month ago. And there's Srila Gurudev, and he's a voice a little bit like Praneshwari's this morning. Voice, not very strong voice. And Gurudev saying, oh, I'm not feeling good. I slept in this morning. I couldn't get up. I slept in till 5 o'clock. Not feeling good. And that's just a reminder This is Gurudev. Every morning, 3:45 would be our time to meet in the morning. 3:45, even 3:30. So really, when we are talking about, the daytime, then that's Gurudev's beginning time, and that was our beginning time, living with him. And 5 o'clock is sleeping in. When you're sick, you're not feeling, oh, I couldn't get up, 5 o'clock. So anyway, here, everything is good. But as I say, for me, 11 o'clock and midnight, that's an austerity. So for you in Brazil, for you in America.
Florida.
And where?
Florida. It's
Florida.
really late where Praneshwari is, yes.
Like Florida is not America, is it? Like the Texans, like the Texans. I'm not from America. I'm from Texas.
Right. Right.
Okay, dear devotees, time to go. As we said at the beginning, everything coming and going, coming and going. And I'm happy it's a Thursday, but Thursday took me by surprise. I mean, okay, Thursday for us means I'm happy to be with you. Suddenly we have another back to basics, and we'll have another one very soon, coming up in 3 days' time. So looking forward to meeting you there too. Krishnananda Prabhu, a rare opportunity to see a Krishnananda Prabhu Vaishnava in Houston, Texas, talking about Texas. You see, he turned on the video when we mentioned Texas.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mahārāj. I heard Texas and I popped on board. And we are floating in Texan bliss to hear your words. And Jivana said so nicely that, when you speak, we hear Gurudev, and we are in the shelter of real sadhus in our lives. We're so fortunate.
Hare Krishna.
So my dhanavats to everybody, and we'll turn our cameras back off now.
Well, we're all going to turn our cameras off in a minute because we're all on our way. And Indulekha, good to see you. They're all wrapped up. Is it cold in Texas?
It's
Anyway.
starting to get.
Huh?
It's starting to get chilly.
It's under 100 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's Texan for chilly.
Well, okay, we have to go. But here, I told you, devotees have come together. There's a devotee who came from the north of England, and he's just here wearing a T-shirt. He just feels like it's the tropics, and we're all wrapped up like this. And he came from the north. I said, Prabhu, have you got? He said, no, I just a T-shirt. I know it's warm down here. I mean, I told him, I'll lend you a sweater or something I have, you can wear. But he's completely fine. So it's relative worlds. Everything is relative in this world. Okay, dear devotees, good to see you all, each one by one. My obeisances to you all, and our big jais to the source of everything of our lives. Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Mahārāj ki jai. Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rokko Krida Dev Goswami Mahārāj ki jai. Om Vishnupad Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. And Om Vishnupad Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai. Our Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Bhaga ki jai. Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. All our present day Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Brinda ki jai. All the basics, I could say students, but not students, participants, mutual encouragers to all of each of you ki jai, and to all Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo Vancha Kaupatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So wishing you all
Mahārāj ki jai.
Krishna, wishing you all a successful Seva week, and please do try to know Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, and our grand master disciple succession, because it's their feet that we pray to hold. If we don't know them, how can we hold their feet? So try to know them, serve them, chant Hare Krishna, be happy. Gaura Premanandi. Hari Hari.
Thank you, Mahārāj.
Govinda Govinda, Ramananda Prabhu. Also in San Jose.
Thank you so much, Mahārāj. Thank you.
Ashchi, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dhanavad.
Always a special, always wonderful. Jai Hare Krishna. Dhanavad. I cannot speak.